This is Willem Buiter, who is the chief economist at Citi. And he has a problem with the way the world money system works. Essentially, that there's cash in the economy. He says, with cash in the economy, you can't charge negative interest rates because why would people deposit their money if you're going to take a negative interest rate on that? So to get around that problem, just get rid of cash so that they have no choice but to have their money at a bank. And once their money is there, or once there is no cash, he wants to tax all currency and remove the fixed exchange rate between cash currency and central bank reserves, or deposits denominated in now what are going to be virtual currency. Sounds good, right? What an awesome plan for the average citizen. But lest you think this guy is out of touch with you, the common man, don't worry, he addresses some of your concerns. He says, probably the most common concern is abolishing currency will be a noticeable change to people's lives and tend to be resisted. Now, granted, he said he doesn't care about that, but at least he's acknowledging that there's a concern about that. And he says cash is used in 85% of global consumer transactions, but that the use of cash is also declining, so might as well just get rid of it. Second, he said currency use remains high among the poor and older people. He said to deal with that problem, you just won't have notes larger than $5. So you can have your singles and your fives for your poor and old people. But everybody else, no. Digital currency, it has to be deposited at a bank so we can tax it. He says, having said that, having small denomination currency, it would be preferable to provide the great unbanked with automatic access to a bank instead of retaining currency. The benefits in terms of social and financial inclusion are likely to outweigh even non-trivial costs of account opening. So everybody, the great unbanked, you need to get banked. You need to get your bank account right away because there ain't going to be no money left. Next, he says, abolishing currency would inevitably be associated with loss of privacy and create risks of excessive intrusion by the government and other would-be inspectors. But this cost has to be seen against the cost that the anonymity of currency presents to society. It says it's very likely the underground economy and the criminal community are among the heaviest users of currency. Ooh, bad currency users. You must be criminals. In our view, the net benefit to society by giving up the anonymity of currency holdings is likely to be positive. Finally, the last objection he sees is switching exclusively to electronic payments may create new security and operational risks. He says, at times, payment systems or other critical elements of infrastructure needed for transactions, appraisals, whatever, may be unavailable or malfunctioning. It is true that anything that can be programmed can probably be hacked. There is no such thing as an absolute secure cyber currency. But progress remains swift, and he's sure that malfunctions over time will be outweighed by the societal benefit. He says, with the risk of forgery and counterfeit, it's just about the same as somebody hacking and wiping out your entire banking system. So he's fine with it. He says, in summary, we therefore conclude that the arguments against abolishing currency seem rather weak. I don't know about you, but I thought they were all pretty valid. So again, to sum up why he's saying that the world needs to eliminate currency is that as economic conditions worsen, all the central banks can do is reduce interest rates to zero. Because if they go negative, it defeats the purpose. So that's a problem because they need to go below zero in order to save their crumbling Ponzi scheme of an economy. So the central banks run out of room to charge you, or they can't cut their interest any lower. So what they need to do is create a cyber currency that can go negative. Basically, they'll just tax whatever money you have in the bank without your say-so electronically, because that's all you got is your electronic beast system. So that's what he wants to do. Tax what you have tax what you have, and make sure that you have no other options but to have it electronic. Unless you want to walk around with 5s and 1s, because he'll keep that around for the old and the poor people. Nice guy.